And welcome back to Hannity. So, with less than 3 months until the Republican National Convention, Texas Senator Ted Cruz is pounding the campaign trail. He's fighting for every delegate, and while voters in 5 eastern and mid-Atlantic states are going to hold polls tomorrow, well, tonight Senator Cruz is campaigning in Indiana. He joins us from the Hoosier State, the great state of Indiana. Senator, welcome back to the program. How are you, sir?
Thank you, Sean. Great to be with you. Very glad to be here.
Appreciate you coming back. All right, let's start with the alliance that has made so much news today between you and John Kasich. And what does this mean? Some have been very critical. Others have been very supportive, I guess, based on who they're supporting. Tell us from your perspective what's going on.
Well, listen, Governor Kasich made the decision to pull out of the state of Indiana and to focus his time and energy in other states. And we've made the decision to go all in Indiana. I am here now. I'm in Greenwood, Indiana right now. We are barnstorming the state. We're on a bus tour. I'm here with my 2 little girls. And we are traveling the state, working to earn the votes of the men and women in this state. I think Indiana is going to be a critical state. It's really going to be at the crossroads of these primaries. They vote a week from tomorrow. And I'm very encouraged by the support we're seeing here on the ground in Indiana.
All right, let's talk a little bit about the whole delegate strategy, because you believe this will be a contested convention. Mathematically, it would be very hard for you to get to 1237, maybe after tomorrow impossible. So the question is, why are you so confident it'll be a contested convention? And what's the strategy? Walk us through the strategy of how you think you win the nomination in that environment.
Sure, Sean. Where we are now, nobody is going to get to 1237. The only way to win the nomination is to earn a majority of the delegates, and nobody's going to do that. I'm not going to do it, but neither is Donald Trump, which means we're headed into a contested convention. We'll go into Cleveland. I'll have a ton of delegates. He'll have a ton of delegates. And it's going to be a battle to see who can earn the support from a majority of the delegates elected by the people. And I think in that battle, we will have a tremendous advantage, because what we're seeing happening nationally is we're seeing the Republican Party unite behind our campaign, in large part because nationwide some 65 to 70% of Republicans recognize that if Donald Trump is our nominee, Hillary Clinton wins. Hillary wins by double digits. And if Hillary wins, the consequences for this country are catastrophic. We lose the Supreme Court. We lose the Senate. We might even lose the House. And we're trapped with trillions more of debt and economic stagnation. I'm not willing to let that happen. I don't think Republicans want to let that happen. And so I think at a contested convention, we are going to earn the support, build together and unify the party, earn the support of a majority of the delegates, win the nomination, and then we're going to go on and beat Hillary Clinton in November.
Donald Trump has a big lead going into tomorrow's 5 states. You're in Indiana. Is Indiana now must win for you, do you think, to get to that place? Is it that important?
Well, Indiana is certainly a very important state. You know, obviously last week Donald won his home state of New York. A lot of folks in the media went crazy with excitement that he won his home state. You know, look, everyone expected Donald to win his home state. The 3 weeks that preceded that, a total of 5 states voted. We had voting. We had Utah. We had North Dakota. We had Wisconsin. We had Colorado. We had Wyoming. And in those 5 states, 1.3 million people voted, and we won 5 landslides in a row, one after the other, 5 landslides in a row. I think that's indicative of the party uniting. Now, tomorrow, as you mentioned, we've got some northeastern primaries. It may be a good night for Donald. Those states tend to be more aligned with New York. They tend to be more on the left end of the spectrum, so he may have a good night. But then, right after tomorrow, the race is going to shift back west. And as it shifts back west, there are a lot of states that I think are going to be very good. It shifts to Indiana. It shifts to Nebraska, North Dakota, Montana, and then the big enchilada of California. California is 172 delegates, and I believe we're going to do very well in California.